Okay, this is Jeff with CSHAbuse.com. I have Eric from Atascadero State Hospital on the phone. Today is March 7th, 2020. Eric, can you please identify yourself by stating your full name and then spelling it, your first and last name?
Right. Hello, my name is Eric Dwight Rice. Eric, E-R-I-C. Dwight, D-W-I-G-H-T. And Rice, R-I-C-E.
And what is your date of birth?
11/15/69.
Is that 6'9" or 5'9"?
69.
6'9", okay.
6'9".
And just to confirm, hold on a second. And Eric, you consent to being recorded?
Yes, I consent.
Okay. And your California Department of Corrections identification number is E as in Edward 45570.
That's it.
And your Department of State Hospital Atascadero identification number is 071640-7.
That's it, exactly.
And you're currently housed on, I believe, Unit 33?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're currently housed as a Penal Code Section 2684?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you came from Salinas Valley State Prison?
Yes, sir. On the date of the 24th or 25th?
The 24th or 25th of February?
February.
Okay, so you've only been there a couple weeks, correct?
Yes.
Okay, before we get into the full breadth of your interview, you had an experience when you first got there with a medication room person named Jennifer Hatfield, correct?
Okay, yes.
And she's a psychiatric technician?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you describe what happened with her?
Okay, before I do, I just want to let you know that I didn't know her last name was Hatfield, because I let the issue alone, but what happened was...
What do you know that her name is?
Jennifer.
Okay, you know her as Jennifer.
I just knew it was Jennifer.
Okay, and what is her job there on your unit?
She's a psych tech, passing out medications and other duties.
On what shift?
It was third watch.
The afternoon shift?
The evening shift.
Okay, so go ahead.
I went to the window to get my medications, and my medications were crushed, and I asked her about it. I said my medications were not crushed. She says, well, you just got here. I know I'm going to make sure that your medication is crushed, because this is the way we do it on our unit. I said, well, my medications weren't crushed when I got here. She says, okay, I'm going to make sure they get crushed. Pretty much, that's exactly what happened.
Okay, was there a little bit more that went on with that conversation?
I told her that I didn't agree with my medications being crushed. Her exact words was, "This is our unit. This is how it's done."
Okay. All right. But you did not have a crush order.
No, I didn't have a crush order.
And she crushed the medication anyway.
And she crushed it without the doctor providing the order.
Okay.
Now the order's there, but it wasn't there when I first got here.
Did she say something about if you didn't like it, you could leave, and she would put it down as a refusal or something like that?
Oh, yeah. Hey, she says, you can refuse your medication. You can walk away and just refuse it, and I'll write it down as a refusal.
Okay.
Yeah, she said that, exactly.
And what was her demeanor towards you? Was it kind and therapeutic?
No, it was kind of like hostile and almost manipulative, like if she just knew she could get away with what she was saying to me, because I was new and there's nothing I can do about it.
Okay.
It's almost like she's been doing this not just with me, but with other people.
Okay. Now, again, you've only been there 2 weeks. Now, you have a doctor named Dr. Gaines.
Yeah.
She's the Unit 33 psychiatrist.
Yes.
Now, you had an interview with her regarding... I want to back up first before we go on. I forgot to ask you. Can you tell me what your diagnoses are?
Yeah, my diagnosis is schizoaffective, bipolar type, psychotic features, depression, and anxiety.
Okay. And those are your official diagnoses?
That's my official diagnosis.
Okay. And before you came to Atascadero, you've been on a medication called, well, tell me what those medications you've been on for 19 years.
I've been on clozaril, Effexor. Well, the clozaril has only been 7 years now. But the Effexor, the Buspar, those are like 18, 19 years.
And Effexor and Buspar, what are those prescribed for?
Anxiety and depression.
Okay, very good. And the clozaril, you said for 7 years. That's prescribed, as you know, for what condition that you have?
Hallucinations, psychotic, the psychotic features, the hallucinations.
Okay, very good. Now, so you sound very coherent at this point. What is the basis of you being coherent at this point?
I'm on clozaril, and my clozapine keeps my brain from going off on different trips.
Okay.
I'm pretty focused right now.
So is it the clozaril that helps you not hear voices and that sort of thing?
Yes,
okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Do you know who the President of the United States is?
Oh, yeah, Donald Trump.
Okay. Are you aware of a virus that's going around in the world presently?
Yeah, the coronavirus.
You watch the news?
Sometimes, not as much, but it's pretty common around here. Everybody's making jokes about, hey, you got the coronavirus. If you sneeze, you got the coronavirus. So
okay.
I know what it is.
Okay. Are you aware about the election that's going on right now?
I'm aware that they tried to impeach a president, that I pretty much put a $5 bet down that he would not get impeached, and I also believe he'll be the president of the United States again. That's just my personal opinion.
You think Trump will get reelected?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just want to establish that you're coherent with current events and stuff. I'm not trying to talk about those issues, but I just the people listening to this, I want them to know that you're coherent. So Dr. Gaines made some comments to you regarding the Effexor and the Buspar. Can you address those issues, please?
Yeah, when she told me she was going to be cutting me off my medications, I brought up the fact that I've been on them for over 18 years.
Tell me which medication she said she was going to discontinue and why, and what she accused you might do with them.
Yeah, she said she's going to discontinue the Effexor and the Buspar because she doesn't want these medications being sold or misused on her watch. I told her that I would file a complaint, and she said, do whatever. She's our doctor. She's a doctor. I'm on this unit. I mentioned the issue to another doctor, and the doctor said that I should file a complaint, but be aware that I may receive some backlash, like getting kicked out of the program or transferred back to prison.
Okay, before we address the issue of retaliation for filing a complaint, can you speak a little more about your encounter with Dr. Gaines in terms of how this affected you and
sure. I told Dr. Gaines that she was really discouraging me. I felt harassed and I felt suicidal. And she asked me if I had a plan, and I told her no. Well, she said, well, then when you get a plan, come back and tell me. It was sarcasm. I remember it pretty clearly.
So you told Dr. Gaines that you were feeling suicidal as a result of having the Effexor and the Buspar that you've been on for 19 years, which has kept your anxiety and your depression stable. You told her that you're feeling suicidal.
Exactly.
That she responded sarcastically. That come back and tell her when you had
when I have a plan, exactly.
To kill yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a plan.
And her tone was sarcastic.
Right.
Okay.
Now, I also want to tell you that I do have some people that can be a witness. Before I got here, there's a Dr. Bowers. There's a couple of doctors I can give you that will verify the fact that I am on these medications. I was on these medications. These medications helped me. And my character and my hard work got me to the place where I can come to a place like this, because I'm originally a level 4 inmate.
Well, your medication record is well established. There's no doubt that you're on these medications. So I'm sure what you're saying is true. Now you're saying that they are tapering you off the Effexor. So the only reason that she's discontinuing these medications, in spite of the fact that they're currently crushing the floating those, correct? And they're tapering you off of them?
Yes.
So even though they can crush and float them in water and watch you drink them, they're tapering you off the Effexor and the Buspar because they think in spite of their ability to crush and float them in water and watch you take them, they still think that you might take them and sell them.
Yeah. And you know what? I think that's absurd because this is what
you think you think that's absurd?
Yeah, I think that's absurd because the job is crush and float it, give it to me, I take it, no problem. I don't have the effects, I don't have the symptoms, and I mean, I feel that I'm being set up to fail. That's what I feel. I went to my social worker, and I told my social worker I didn't want to be here anymore because I need to go to another hospital where I can start my treatment somewhere else where I know.
What was that social worker's name? Do you remember?
Yeah, her name is Cindy Bailey.
Cindy Bailey.
Yeah.
So you actually request to leave the program?
Yeah, I asked her to be sent to another program.
Where would that be?
I don't know, Kalinga, Stockton, I don't know.
Okay. Now, as a result of being tapered off of the Effexor and the Buspar, you said you're experiencing some physical effects?
Yeah, I'm becoming more depressed and I'm suffering from more anxiety. I'm almost feeling like I'm going to fail here, and I don't want to fail because, like I told you, there's doctors that stood up for me, people that vouched for me to get to this place.
And what about your appetite and your bowel movement?
I lost my appetite completely. I haven't been eating. I haven't went to breakfast in 2 days or dinner in 2 days. Well, I go, but I don't eat. Breakfast I haven't been to. Dinners you have to go, but I haven't been eating.
When you guys went on lockdown too, didn't you guys go on lockdown a couple days ago?
Yeah, and I haven't had any bowel movements either. Okay.
And have you reported that?
Yes,
okay.
Of course.
Okay.
They asked me if I'm on a hunger strike, and I told them no.
Okay. I want to go to another issue that you talked about. And that is the issue of fear of filing a complaint. What have your peers told you about filing complaints, and what the potential it can happen to people that file complaints?
Okay. I started writing the complaint some weeks, like a week after I got here. I went around and started talking to the inmates, and the inmates were telling me that's the one way to get kicked out of here to file a complaint. I said, maybe we can file a group complaint. I don't want to put my name or nothing because this is all I got to fall back on. Okay, fine. So I said, well, I'll give up. But then I go and talk to staff. And staff themselves, I don't know if I should give names or whatnot, but it's kind of messed up for me to put them on the line like this, so I'm going to be careful with what I say. But the staff told me, we wish you would write her up. Write it up, send it.
Staff were telling you to write up who, Jennifer or who?
Dr. Gaines.
Oh, Dr. Gaines.
Yeah, for taking away the medication.
Really?
From what I'm gathering, all kinds of people are complaining about her.
Really?
Yeah, she's a monster. My
she's a what?
With her made me.
She's a what? You said she's a what?
A monster.
A monster.
I don't mean to use that language, but it's the truth. I've been here in prison 23 years. I've never dealt with someone that is so aggressive and controlling. And she's supposed to help me, not hurt me.
Right.
She made me feel. She really belittled me by the way she was talking down to me.
Really? How much time did she spend with you?
I gotta be honest, maybe 3-4 minutes.
3 or 4 minutes?
I could have went to the window, got my meds, and left the window.
Wait, no, you're talking about Jennifer. We're talking about Dr. Gaines, the doctor, or Jennifer, the med person?
Okay, Dr. Gaines only spent 5 minutes with me. Jennifer spent 3. Okay,
so now you said the staff encouraged you to complain about Jennifer, the med person, or Dr. Gaines, the psychiatrist?
They encouraged me to complain about Dr. Gaines, but they already told me that Jennifer had complaints against her already.
Right, well, I'm aware of that. But specifically about Dr. Gaines, what nationality is she?
She looks like European. She's European.
Does she speak English? Does she have an accent?
No, she's not American.
Okay.
No.
All right. Are there other patients there that have issues with her?
Just about every patient that I've come across that's what's the next basis for me actually filing that complaint. When I realized that she wasn't just taking my meds, she was taking everybody that came in on that meds
Really?
Okay. I'm trying to. Listen. Let me just tell you this. There's two white guys here that gets the exact same medications that they're taking from people. They get them uncrushed. They get them, and Dr. Gaines knows, and they actually do sell their meds. But all of us, there's many of us here that don't. We need our medication. It's almost like it's discrimination. Honestly, it really is.
What is your nationality?
Say it again?
What is your nationality?
I'm African American.
You're African American. So you're saying there's two other patients that get Buspar or Effexor and uncrushed?
Yeah, uncrushed.
Huh. And they're selling it.
And I consider myself buying them just so I can take them and get the effect that I'm supposed to have, so I wouldn't be stressing and tripping. But I know that.
Well, listen, I don't want to. I don't want you to say any more about this because this has already been recorded, and as a result of this, they could get their medications discontinued. So I don't want to, and I certainly don't want you to be implicated in that. So
right, okay, thanks.
I mean. But listen, the whole system is broken, and I don't want anybody individually as patients to be dealt with. The whole system needs to be addressed. And anybody that hears these recordings, I mean, I don't want you or any patient to be messed with. And I mean, God, that's my fear at this point. And I'm trying to make sure, do the best I can to make sure that they go after the director of the hospital, that they go after, the director of state hospitals, and replace those people, not because they need new leadership. I mean, all the staff that are running your program, they can all be retrained. It's just the leadership that needs to be changed. So, well, listen, buddy, let me go ahead and stop this recording. Hold on a second, okay? This is a concluding recording with Eric Rice. I think we've covered enough ground. And hold on a second, Eric. It's Jeff with CSHBoost.com, concluding the recording at this time.